Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, text 62. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavina bharata tat prasadat param shantim stanam prapsyasi shant shashvatam. Please repeat tam to him. Eva, certainly. Sharanam gaccha, surrender. Sarva bhavena, in all respects. Bharata, O sign of Bharata. Tat prasadat, by his grace. Param, transcendental. Shantim, peace. Stanam, the abode. Prapsyasi, you will get. Shashvatam, eternal. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. O sign of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Purport. A living entity should therefore surrender under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart, and that will relieve him from all kinds of miseries of this material existence. By such surrender, not only will one be released from all miseries in this life, but at the end he will reach the Supreme God. The transcendental world is described in the Vedic literature, Rig Veda 122:20, as Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Since all of creation is the kingdom of God, everything material is actually spiritual, but Paramam Padam specifically refers to the eternal abode, which is called the Supreme Sky or Vaikuntha. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is stated, Sarvashuchaham Hridisani Vishtaha. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart. So this recommendation that one should surrender under the Super Soul sitting within means that one should surrender under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna has already been accepted by Arjuna as the Supreme. He was accepted in the 10th chapter as Param Brahma Param Dham. Arjuna has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the supreme abode of all living entities, not only because of his personal experience, but also because of the evidence of great authorities like Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyas. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavina bharata prasadat param shantim stanam prapsyasi shashvatam. O sign of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. Mukam karoti vachalam manamunayate grim privitam nande Shri Gurundina Tadanam. So Lord Krishna is speaking of the Ishvara, Supreme Controller, who is situated in the Hridaya, the heart of all living entities, Sarva Bhutanam. And now we find out why he's there. Many people believe in God or some kind of higher intelligence or some kind of guide, some kind of voice within. And many people. But why is that Lord, that controller, or if you will, that guide, that inner voice, why is he there? Well, there are actually, some people, gamblers, who say he's there to tell me where to place my bet. I listen to the voice within, and I place my bet. So there are so many kinds of philosophies grow out of this misuse, the living entity's misuse of this relationship between the soul and the super soul. So Krishna is now, in this verse, he's making it very, very clear why the Lord has entered the heart of all living entities. Actually, it's a very interesting question to ask, because these living entities in this material world, they're unholy for the most part. For the most part, they're very sinful. Why have they come here? To forget God. Why have they come here? To imitate God. To do everything that God says don't do in the scriptures. So then why should God enter their heart? Why doesn't God just say, oh, to hell with you? You want to rot in this material world? Then just go. Do it. I don't care for you. But no, actually, He's so kind, so loving, that even though we are also fallen and sinful, degraded, still He comes with the jiva into every body that living entity may take. Due to sinful activities, the living entity ends up in the most horrible kinds of situations. You know, there's probably heard this big insect, kind of, not an insect exactly, but anyway, like a big bug. They call lobster, this thing in the ocean. People eat it. A big thing with claws. Just a big bug, you know. So there's a special, the scientists say anyway, that there's a special kind of living entity that lives on the lips of this lobster. It only lives there. And it's a very, very unique form of life. It's very different from all other microorganisms that scientists have discovered. Very strange life cycle. Anyway, you can just imagine what kind of karma that is to end up living on the lips of a big bug under the ocean. So this is the result of very twisted desires, very twisted and perverted desires and sinful habits. So fallen we are, and we end up in such abominable situations. But still the Lord is there in the heart. So it is a great mystery. Why? And here's the answer. He's there only for one thing. Tameva sharanam gacha sarva bhavena. Now we should surrender to Him sarva bhavena. Means in all respects, holding nothing back. Completely surrender. Body, mind, words, actions, everything. Just take shelter of Krishna. So, that He is there in the heart is our golden opportunity. Huh? If we are intelligent, and also if we are fortunate. For it is stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Brahmanda Brahmati Konse Bhagyavan Jeev. Only when the Jeev becomes Bhagyavan, means fortunate. After so much wandering around the universe in different forms of life, he may become fortunate. And how? Guru Krishna Prasadeva, Bhakta Latavij. By the grace of Guru, he gets Krishna. By the grace of Krishna, he gets Guru. And thus the seed of devotion is implanted in his heart. So, but that chance is there for everyone at some point. The Lord arranges, because He's so. That's why He's come. Other reasons can be given, of course. That He's in the heart as the judge. And these are all true. But the real reason is this. The real reason is this. So that at some point, we become fortunate and we can surrender to Him. So, by surrendering to Him, by accepting the process that He has given, which is presented externally by the spiritual master, then the Lord, He manifests Himself in the life of the devotee more and more. This is the meaning of advancement in Krishna consciousness. There's no other meaning. Someone asked this morning a question about what does it mean for a devotee to become slightly contaminated by the tendency to siddhi, to attain a mystical, some type of mystical, or actually any type of material perfection can be called siddhi. So yeah, that is the point. And here Krishna is saying, just surrender. But we think we should do something else. That's not enough. That's the mentality. It's not enough. It's not enough, we should do something else. Prabhupada said, directly in a morning walk, this means you're a rascal. He said that. This means you're a rascal. Inasmuch as we do not simply strive to surrender to Krishna, which means what? It means to do as He directs. That's all. And to that degree that we avoid this, we're rascals. So when we do this, as we do this, do as He directs, then the Lord manifests Himself in the life of that devotee. Because doing that means we're showing the Lord our faith in Him. It is actually confidential. And that will become clear. That's the beauty of this section of Bhagavad Gita. That the Lord makes it clear that this surrender to Him, this is confidential. Guya Guyatamam, the most confidential thing. So therefore, because it is confidential, therefore, Krishna, He reveals Himself. And this is what it means to, like we have this expression, to take someone into confidence. That means, here's someone you trust. Here's someone you can share a secret with. Here's someone who won't, as they say, stab you in the back. You tell her you're opening your heart, and they're going, ha ha. Oh. And then as soon as you leave, they're on the phone. Hey, what? So confidence means here's someone you can trust. Monty's always laugh about it. I have the most trouble with this. Anyway, confidence means here's someone you can trust. You reveal your heart to that person, and that person reveals his heart to you. So this happens with Krishna as a result of this surrender. We surrender to Krishna. This means confidentially we're saying to the Lord, I want you only. That's all. All right, superficially in my heart, there are other desires, but I don't want those desires to be there. This is what it means to. Confidentially, one is saying to the Lord, please don't mind. Krishna, I'm such a rascal. Please just try to accept what I really want to give you. And that is my heart, my love, my service. Please help me in this respect. So then Krishna, seeing that that is our desire, then in confidence He helps us. That has also been pointed out earlier. Tesham ivanu kampartam. That to show them mercy, Tesham ivanu kampartam. Aham agyana jamtam. To show my devotees. Now he's speaking of these confidential persons who are sincerely trying to surrender to Him. They're showing the Lord, and it's already been explained how they do that. Just matchita. They're always thinking of Krishna, always trying to think of Him. Matkata prana. They take the Lord to be their very life. bodhyantas parashparam. And they like to speak to others about Krishna. They like to enlighten one another, these devotees. Huh? Krishna is their favorite subject, in other words. Not football. Not the new 1997 automobile. Sometimes we have to talk about these things. Flying Sankirtan van or whatever, temple car. But it is not our favorite subject. Our favorite subject is Krishna. That is what devotees like to discuss. Bodhyantas parasparam. Katyantas chamam nityam. They're always talking about Tushanti. Tushanti cha. So Tushanti means this is their satisfaction. Ramanti cha. This is their pleasure. So these are qualifications of one who the Lord takes into confidence. An example Prabhupada gives, just like the parent. You have a playground over here. You see just across the corner. So sometimes it happens that one parent, say one mother, has an agreement with other ladies that I'll take my children together with your children to the playground. They can play for an hour and I'll watch all the kids. And then the ladies, they switch among themselves on different days like that. So that mother, she's supervising all the children. Just like Krishna is in the heart of all living entities. And, that's very nice. Those other mothers, they all trust this lady. She'll take good care of my children. So she's not shirking her duty, but confidentially, nonetheless. That child or those, children among the group, which are hers, she has a special feeling for. She's looking out for all of them, but especially her own. And she always has a confidential, in the midst of all this, her relationship with her own children is special. It's confidential. She may say something, say a few words to one of her children in the midst of all this play. Those words mean nothing to the other kids. Some special, they always have between close people some special phrases they say. So she may say, and her children start to laugh or clap their hands or whatever. It makes them very happy. The other children, what's that? What does it mean? Has nothing to do with us. We don't know. But it's exactly Krishna's relationship with his devotees in this world. It is special. It is confidential. So Krishna here is saying, actually, that is why I'm in the heart of everyone. I'm here to invite you all. Please enter this confidential relationship. This point will become, as I say, in the next verses, becomes very, very confidential, very, very obvious that this is just what Krishna is speaking of. So, when we enter into Krishna's confidence, then he reveals himself to us more and more. It is like fire and wood. Here's wood right here. So there's fire inside. Right now, there's fire inside this. This is a scientific fact. But the question is how to bring the fire out. So it's not going to jump out by itself. At least we hope. So, if we want it to come out, there is a procedure we must follow. So similarly, the Lord is in the heart. But to attract him, to reveal himself, there is a procedure, and that is the subject here. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavina bharata So when he manifests, then what is the symptom? How do we know? We don't. We know many devotees, many pure devotees. We probably have not seen Krishna jumping out of anyone's heart, though. Just appearing like this. So how can it be determined that the Lord is showing his mercy to someone? That he explains. Tat prasada. By his grace, by his mercy. Tat prasada. So here it comes. Param shantim. One becomes supremely peaceful. What does that mean? It means his senses become pacified. They're no longer agitated. They're no longer disturbed, even in the presence of disturbance. That's what means param shanti. Even in the presence of agitation, there is no agitation. And that's not possible coming at this point of siddha. It's not possible by that process. A yogi may endeavor as much as he likes, and they do it for hundreds, thousands of years. Thousands of years sometimes. They're sitting and meditating. But still, at any moment, just by a shift in the modes of nature. You see, because to do this, they actually enter regions which are predominated by goodness, like the forest. The forest is in goodness. Prabhupada gave this formula that the forest is in goodness, the city is in passion, and the brothel, the prostitute house, maybe sometimes he also said the bar, the drinking place, these kind of places, they're in the mode of ignorance. So, forest is in the mode of goodness in general, or the mountains. So they go there because they're not expecting to be disturbed there. And there they try to master their senses. But as we see from Vedic scriptures, even if they're there for thousands of years, then by the arrangement of a demigod like Indra, the modes shift. Mode of passion suddenly makes its appearance. It's like with Vishwamitra Muni, the dancing girl Menaka. She came down. And he was meditating with his eyes closed. He'd been there for a long, long time. So because she wears ankle bells, then she began her dance with as they do Indian dance, they make a stamp with her feet. So he opened his eyes. When he heard that, what is that? So that's the sound of the mode of passion. That's the sound of the mode of passion. That's what they did. And then his eyes were filled with the vision of the mode of passion, this beautiful apsara from heaven. And she was dancing and looking at him and smiling. And then just by seeing, see, just how quickly it is. He was there for centuries and centuries. You know, he opened his eyes and immediately he fell in love with her. Like that. So this is the fault. But when one is actually attained this param shantim, it's like Narayan Rishi. So Narayan Rishi, now he is actually the Supreme Lord. Nara Rishi, he is the self-same Arjuna. That means the Lord's pure devotee. But both of them together, they're eternally the personifications of this param shanti. And they're always in the Badrik ashram, engaged in meditation. But this meditation, this austerity that they practice together is not impersonal, because there they are, the Lord and his devotee, and they're just doing this lila together of being yogis, that's all. the way that the Lord and his devotee are associated. It's the same, self-same Arjuna. So this is one of Arjuna's, there are many mentioned, it's interesting in the Vedic literature. Arjuna, because he's a Vaishnava, and therefore he expands with the Lord throughout many universes. Prabhupada said, he's expanded with Krishna in all the universes, just as Krishna is passing through all the universes. So Arjuna is also. Krishna simultaneously, his pastimes are moving through different universes. As one pastime ends, just like 5,000 years ago, and one pastime ended 5,000 years ago, it was beginning in the next door universe. So this way, the Lord moves his pastimes throughout all the universes, and Arjuna is similarly expanded. He's not just in one universe, he's in many, 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 as many as the Lord is in. And then not only this is Arjuna in Krishna Lila, Arjuna as the most famous bowman to whom Lord Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita. But as we just explained, Arjuna is Nara Rishi. Arjuna is also a personality named Svetaja. Raktaja. There's Raktaja, Svetaja. Anyway, this is from Padma Purana. One is Arjuna, one is Karna. But these are forms of them in the Svetadvip region, the Satyaloka region. Satyaloka means there's Brahmaloka, Vishnuloka, Shivaloka. So all three, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, are involved. This is described in Padma Purana. They're involved in a pastime with Svetaja, Raktaja. One is Arjuna, and the other is Karna, taking place, as I said, in Satyaloka. And they're fighting, and Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, they're spectators to the fight, and they're, each take different sides and go. And the fight goes on for, many millions and millions of years. And this is entertaining the Trimurti. Like some people go to this arcade and they play those video games, some fight, what is it? Mortal Kombat. It's a video game, two fighters. So this type of enjoyment, to be a spectator of two very powerful warriors, this type of enjoyment is there in the Lord originally. Anyway, so Arjuna has these different forms. So as Nara Rishi, he's in the pastime of a sage whose friend and spiritual master is Narayan Rishi, the Lord himself. So they were meditating in Badrikashram, and King Indra became, as he does, he becomes nervous when he sees on earth that there are yogis who are attaining power, becoming successful. He's afraid they'll become so powerful they'll push him out of his position. So then he sent down a whole entourage. There was Kamadev, the god of lust himself. There was the god of the wind, the god of spring, and there were some beautiful, beautiful apsaras. They all came down in a group. And so then they all started, their different activities. The girls started playing ball between themselves and laughing in front of Narayan Rishi. And the wind was blowing their dresses around. And spring was making everything, all the flowers blue. And sweet smells were in the air. And Kamadev was drawing back his bow. And it is stated that Nara Rishi, when he saw this, he was surprised. Oh, what's going on here? And Narayan Rishi just smiled and said, no, just watch. And then he clapped his thigh. Thigh means uru in Sanskrit, uru, and out came Urvasi. So Urvasi and others. Urvasi was the leader. These were actually, they were apsaras. But apsaras who actually were manifestations of the Lord's own internal Shakti. So they're actually like Lakshmis, but then that is their pastime. To appear in this world as apsaras, the best of the apsaras. So when Urvasi came out, then all these girls from heaven, because she's, so beautiful. They felt very embarrassed to do anything in front of her. And the Lord, here he is, he just clapped his thigh, and out came this woman who was hundreds and thousands of times more beautiful. And so the apsaras stopped, and Kamadev and wind and spring and Narayan Rishi just smiled and he said, this is a present for Indra. You can take her and enjoy and leave us alone, okay? Oh yes, it's all right. So, this is Param Shanti. That's the point. That is Param Shanti. That Maya can come with all of her potencies and aggressively, so often Maya is passive, but sometimes as she sees that one's becoming serious, she actually becomes aggressive. So she aggressively tries to deviate the devotee, but when he has attained this state, Param Shanti, she cannot do anything. So that's one effect. Stanam prapsyasi shashvatam. The other is that this devotee goes back home, back to Godhead. He attains the supreme eternal abode. So that's very nice. In this world, Param Shanti. No problem. And then after giving up this body, go home back to Godhead. Such a nice deal. So this is Krishna's offer. I'm there in your heart. You surrender to me and look what I will give you. So who would not take it? But there are plenty of fools who will not take it. And Prabhupada makes this nice point that actually, because the Krishna is there in the heart and within every atom, then we are already in the spiritual world. Everywhere is the Lord's abode. So becoming Krishna conscious simply means to realize that. And this is exactly why the devotee is not disturbed by Maya, because he sees Krishna everywhere. He sees everything as Krishna's energy. What can Maya Devi do then? Whatever she does, the devotee sees Krishna. She is, you see, when it said that the Lord is Ishvara, that means he's the Ishvara, the controller of Maya. So the devotee sees that. So whatever Maya does, he knows Krishna's behind it. Mayanam tu prakriti vidvan, mayanam tu maheshwara, is stated. So, Mayam tu prakriti vidvan, mayanam tu maheshwara. Mayim is the name of the Lord. Mayim means he's a magician. The magic is Maya. The magic is Maya. Magicians, stage magicians. The word is, actually related. The magic is actually related, etymologically related. In so many European languages, some form of this word magic is there. And it is etymologically related to the Sanskrit word maya. Illusion means the same thing. Magic means illusion. That's all. So what the stage magician does is maya. He pulls a rabbit out of the hat. He saws the lady in half. There's even a form of Maya Devi like that in Rishikesh. No, I think it's in Hardwar. There's these two cities, Hardwar and Rishikesh. So in Hardwar, up in the northern part of the Ganga, just as where Ganga enters the Himalayas, there's a town, holy town called Haridwar. Means the door of Hari. Haridwar. Means from this point on, you enter the abode of Hari, the Himalayas. The Lord says, of Mount Zion Himalayas. And the Ganga is flowing from his lotus feet. So Haridwar is the gateway. So there are many temples there, and one of them is the temple to Maya Devi. A temple to Maya Devi. In this form, the goddess is holding a sword in one hand and holding her head in the other. She just cut off her own head. And in the actual deity, there is blood. There's a fountain of blood coming from the neck, which the head is drinking. Very interesting. So this is Maya. That's why she's called Maya Devi. It's magic. It's Maya. It's illusion. And again, you see on the stage they saw the lady in half. And then the two halves are there. The lady's smiling and waving. The two halves are separated. This is Maya. So that's the Maya, and the Mayin is the magician, the one who's doing this. So that is Krishna. So bewilderment means that when you see the Maya, but you don't see the magician. See, that is the fascination of this material world. The materialists, they just become completely perplexed by everything in this material world, and they're trying to find out what it all means. And they explore and they test and they speculate and they enter deeper and deeper and deeper into Maya. The scientists, totally in Maya, making tests, investigations, searching, looking. And everybody, totally in Maya. That's what it means. They see the magic, but they do not know the magician. But a devotee, he sees the magician, you see. He also sees the magic trick. He sees the lady being sawed in half. He sees the rabbit coming out of the hat. But he sees the magician doing this. And he loves that magician. So he's just appreciating. Oh, you're so wonderful. No one can do this except you. So whatever Maya Devi tries to do, it's only reminding the devotee more of Krishna. He's becoming progressively more Krishna conscious, whatever she does. So then she just has to offer her respects to that devotee. You've passed on, because she is also devotee. That's the point. He's the magician, she's the magic. See? So she is naturally his energy, his devotee. But she is the devotee who tests all the other devotees. And her standards are very, very high. Actually, she's a very nice devotee in that respect, because Prabhupada said, Maya doesn't want any rascal to get near Krishna to bother him. He once said that. Her great attention is that no rascal shall bother Krishna. And she can find out. She finds out who's a rascal. She has unlimited tricks for that, unlimited ways to bring out the if there's any rascaldom in there, she'll find it. And she'll bring it out. And then, that's it. No more progress. pure devotee, he's seeing all of this happen. Just like Vyasadeva in first canto, it is said when he achieved the mature state of realization, then what did he see? He saw the Lord. He saw the Supreme Lord, and standing behind her, standing behind the Lord was the Maya Shakti, and she was embarrassed. So that is the vision of the devotee. And that is attained by surrendering to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any questions? Yeah?
Just an explanation about this statement of Srila Prabhupada, why he said to the disciple that the difference between me and you is that I'm afraid of mine, you're not afraid of mine. Not to be afraid of mine, the same time, not to be afraid of mine.
That means respecting Maya. When we say surrender to Krishna, that's exactly what it means. That one surrenders to Krishna, taking shelter of him, completely, sarva bhavina, utterly, so that Maya has no attraction. So this is what it means to fear Maya. It means that one takes complete shelter so as not to be bewildered by Maya. So yes, we should. It's a matter of respect. Just like a dangerous weapon. See? Like a pistol. Say you find a loaded pistol somewhere. You're just looking in a closet and looking, and then suddenly you see a pistol. So how do you react? The fool. He picks it up. Oh. Plays with it. This is a fool, like a foolish child. It's a loaded, real pistol. The little child would think, oh, a nice toy. Oh, looks just like a real gun. Very nice. He starts to run around, run after the other kids. I'm going to shoot you. Very dangerous situation. That's a fool. But one who actually knows what this really is, a real loaded pistol, that immediately has all respect for that pistol, handles it very, very, very carefully. Actually, one should go to an expert, to some authority, immediately. There's a loaded pistol in the closet. Let the authority take shelter. Take care of it. Take shelter of that authority. They'll take care of the problem. So similarly, when we see Maya in all of her fearsome potency, we should run to the authority, Krishna. Maya's in the closet. That's a good child. There's again difference between good child and bad child. Good child in the closet finds a loaded pistol, immediately runs to the father. Bad child, picks it up, goes outside with it. Cars are going by. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Suhotra Maharaj Ki Jai.